Resides in Sacramento, grew up in Linwood, California. Our good friend JB on the phone with us this morning. How you doing, JB?
Bill, I'm doing very good. You and Vida, how are you guys doing today?
What's up, Jimmy? Let me guess. Doesn't sound right. I bet you're at a damn golf course, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess I am.
What the hell's
He's
going on
ready
here?
to hit him, B.
What the hell's going on here? Man, it must be nice to make the big bucks like you did, man.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, thank you.
Go ahead, Jim.
Well, I was just, after the other night with the Casilla and Bochy, that I thought, oh, here we go. How many telephone calls am I going to get now?
Well, they talked about it yesterday, Larry Krueger and Gary Radnitz a little bit, and then yesterday on Comcast pregame, Kite and Kruk kind of threw it in there. Kite said he was on second base when the whole incident. I was in the dugout with Kruk and some other outlet, all of them, when we saw the whole incident. So I said to myself, why don't we just ask Jim Barr the whole story? And,
Clear the air for him.
let's hear the real story from Jim Barr. So go ahead, Jim. It happened May 26, 1983 in New York City at Shea Stadium.
And who's the manager?
Frank Robinson was at the Hills. So, Jim Barr, tell us the real story.
Well, actually, you got to go back about 3 cities to the city we went to on the road trip with Cincinnati. And, of course, I've been pitching pretty good for the last month or so. And Mooney, Greg Minton, had been struggling a little bit, and he was the closer, which is fine. We all go through streaks like that. So I was pitching pretty good. We get into the 9th inning, and we're winning 3-1, and they're going to pinch hit, certain names you just never forget. Well, they're going to pinch hit Wayne Krenchecki. He was a lifetime 205 left-handed hitter to start off the 9th inning. I got a 2-run lead. And all of a sudden, before I even throw my warm-up pitches, and I don't even get to throw one pitch yet, here comes Frank. I go, wow, I thought I could at least pitch to one guy anyway. If he gets on base, then take me out. So he takes me out. Well, Mooney proceeds to come in, and he walks. A couple guys give up. We lose the game in the bottom of the 9th, 4-3. And I go, God darn it. So now we go 2 more cities later. Now we go to New York. And so same thing, we're winning by a couple of runs. Kingman had already hit, I think, 2 home runs in the game.
Wow.
And, of course, I went to school with Dave. I played with Dave anyway, so.
A USC graduate.
Yep. Well, and as a pitcher, you kind of know the whole batting order, so they're getting ready to have a hitter come up, Brian Giles. And it was a different Brian Giles that played here not too many years back. And again, a lifetime 200 hitter. So I thought, well, shoot, why should I pitch to Kingman when I got Giles coming up next when I can pitch to him? So I kind of pitch around Kingman, ball 4, put him on base with 2 outs. Here comes Giles. Well, I don't walk very many guys anyway, so I throw a ball, and I look out the corner of my eye, here comes Frank. You've got to be kidding me. Not again. So I do what as a past coach for the last 22 years, one of the first things I tell the pitchers is, guys, if I have to take you out of the game and I come out there, just hand me the ball. I know you're not happy. I know you want to stay in the game. I see things differently than you do. Just hand me the ball. Through personal experience, just hand me the ball, okay? And so now here comes Frank. I go, God, so I'm seeing out the corner of my eye, and there's Minton warming up, and I see him make the right-handed choice. I go, God darn it. So I do what you're not supposed to do. I flipped the ball to Frank. I didn't hand it to him.
You hit him in the chest. You hit him with the chest of the ball.
Well, and I didn't get but 2 steps, and he grabs me, spins me around, and says, you don't leave the mound. I'll make until I tell you to leave. I make the decisions around here. And I look at him and go, yeah, and they're blankety-blank decisions, too. Yeah, he didn't like that.
Did he have the vice grip on your Jim, with those big old hands?
Well, when he first grabbed me, they didn't let me go. They hit me in the chest.
Yep.
Your finger hit me in the chest.
Poking you, man? He's poking you?
Oh, he's poking me right in the chest. And I said, you touch me one more time.
Well, and then it just kind of, added on some more heat as you got into the dugout. The words were coming flying from your mouth to him, and he's on the mound, and you're screaming at him, and he's looking in the dugout. Right?
What happened in the dugout was, common courtesy, you sit down in the dugout till the inning's over before you go into the clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So I put the jacket on, I sit down, and Frank and I are about 3 feet away from one another sitting there. Nothing said. The inning's over, get out of the inning, and I stand up. And, of course, I put the wrong jacket on, so I came to my elbows. And so I stand up, and as I'm taking the jacket off to put the right jacket on, I turn toward Frank, and I go, Frank, that wasn't too good what happened out there. Oh, he just unloaded on me. Told me to get in the clubhouse, so I went in the clubhouse, and then we had another meeting in the office. Basically, it took about 2 weeks for everything to come. I will say one thing though. We flew to LA that night. The next day at Dodger Stadium, the same situation came up. He called for me to come in. I came into the game, did what I was supposed to do, and then when he came out to get me, I stood right there and handed him the ball.
Hey, Jim, is Frank still on your Christmas card list? When the last time you sent him a Christmas card?
Well, I did see him a few years after that, and we get along good now. We had a long talk about it about 2 weeks after the incident,
right,
and we were fine after that.
Yeah, you got to quit there, man.
Well, the other thing I remember, JV, is when you went into the clubhouse back in Shea Stadium, you had to go down like a little tunnel underneath the bleachers or whatever it was. And he came after you. You walked down, and there was words, and he came after you because the whole dugout kind of followed Frank down, and the whole dugout was, it was pretty much empty, and then it kind of escalated, and then Tom Haller came down from the luxury box and kind of cleared the air there. But
no way.
I just want, there's one other thing to this that's funny is I do believe the next day they had your locker close to the manager or something like that, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, it did. I was the first locker in the runway where Frank would come out, and I went, oh, my God. So then after about 3 days, I just said, we can't have tension like this. So I just decided wherever Frank went in the clubhouse, I'm going to be right behind him. I'm going to peek over his shoulder. I'm going to be everywhere he goes, I'm going to be, and he has to recognize me. He has to talk to me. And after that, we were fine.
Yeah. That was a great start.
That's good stuff, JB. Hey, is Carruthers with you, man? Carruthers? Is Don up there with you?
No, he's out playing with me today. I'm in a little mini tournament here.
Oh, yeah. All right, man. Thanks for the call, JB.
Let's get into something else, JB. With Peavy and Kane, the fourth and fifth starters, do you think there's more pressure on these guys? They're both veteran pitchers, and they're seeing what the top three starters are doing. Do you think as they're going into these starts against Arizona, and then they got to come back and play the Cubs next time they're on the hill, do you think it's more pressure on each one of them and trying to just go out there and give them 6 strong innings? Do you think it's in their head now? Do you think their confidence level is shaken?
I think the confidence a little bit. I don't think it's so much pressure that because the other guys are doing the job that they're struggling a bit. I think it's the pressure that they know they can do better. They want to do better, and it's just a matter of getting, back on that track. I mean, we've all been there as pitchers where sometimes we go out there and have great stuff, and we're lucky to survive 5 innings.
Right.
And then there's other days we go out there and we don't have our great stuff and look up and all of a sudden it's a 1-run game in the 8th inning. So you just need a couple of those games where you put things together, and then all of a sudden you get your confidence back, and now you go out there and pitch because you're not worrying about what every pitch is going to do for you.
Yeah. My biggest thing when I watch these guys, it just seems like when they get ahead of hitters, they're trying to make that perfect pitch. And three of us all pitchers, you just can't do that. You can't magnify the situation worse by trying to make that perfect pitch. And next thing you know, the ball might tail over, barrel of the bat's hit, and then they're back in the stretch position. And Vida and I talk about it. When you get in that stretch position, the game changes.
Oh, it does. To me, it's more of a confidence level because we're going to throw great pitches sometimes when we don't necessarily have to, and it just works out to be a great pitch. And there's other time we're trying so hard to make that pitch, it just doesn't go there. You just have to trust yourself again with the confidence that, hey, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and sometimes the hitters do, and sometimes they don't. We just hope it's one of those days where everything goes our way.
Yeah, absolutely. Mechanics always play a big part when you're watching the pitchers, but I don't think the mechanics on either one of them. I looked at both. No. I think they're throwing exactly the same mechanical. I just think as we talk about too much of the plate, too much hitters counts, they get behind so much. Peavy's stuff looked a little better last time, but his ball is more flat on the same level as a hitter likes to hit. It's not moving down.
I think every time we go out there, there's mechanical issues on almost every pitch we throw. Sometimes we get away with it because our confidence level that we're not thinking about how to do it, we just do it. And then there's, mechanically, no, I think right now it's more. Hey, I can do this, I'm going to do it, and just let it happen.
Vita always talks about command and control and getting out there and seeing what you have each day, what you have in a bullpen. And, Vita will tell you, I threw so many no-hitters in the bullpen, we all did. Except when you get back, when you get out there and you get between the lines and the opposition comes up there. I look at Matt Cain sort of like that, too. Matt Cain just doesn't, he doesn't have those early runs, and I think that helps so much for a starting pitcher, as well as you probably think that way, too, JB.
Yeah, oh yeah. But, I'm not worrying about my stuff. I always tell the pitchers now, you never worry about your stuff. Your stuff is what it is. The one thing I wanted to have is just let me have my control. If I have my control, my stuff will be what it is. But I want to be able to hit my spots. Now that's the main thing.
Yeah. All right, JB, we're going to let you go. Hit the golf links, and we'll pretty much... Thanks a lot, JB, man. We'll see you soon, and thank you again, JB, for your time this morning. Jim Barr.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, thanks. The great Jim Barr up in Sacramento. He was